It's the third, fourth place match. It's the bronze place finisher here in the tournament. Sadly, neither of these players will be going to the finals, but they still have some cash to fight over, more than a weekly, and kind of akin to that of a monthly. We put it all on the line here for this last big tournament of the year for Base Trade TV. $500 for whoever wins this best of three. $300 for losing. Nobody walks away from this empty-handed, but of course, it's all about who gets a little bit more. So in this CVC, spawning the bottom left corner of the map, it's going to be the blue Zerg player, Losira.
You have a right as the red Zerg player at Samsung Galaxy's Solar.
So we spoke with Parting a little bit before this got started. I made the joke of saying, don't go anywhere this time, man. Don't go AFK. I guess Parting is living alone back in Korea now, and he had gone to the marketplace and just got lost track of time by the looks of things. So should be here, and we shouldn't have that mystery of, oh my god, where'd he go? So I'm very much looking forward to the finals to follow this up in a best of 7. But
you know,
this
midnight.
Is not. Yeah, it's like who goes to the market at midnight, right? Maybe it's different over there, but I know that everything around here closes around like 10. It's 7-Elevens maybe, the only thing open at that hour. But yeah, in this best of 3, I couldn't be happier. I mean, like, it's sad a little bit because I like both these players. This is the problem when you have a big cup like this. Like, you fall in love with all the players watching them play. But Losira and Solar, I think, are two Zerg players who I would say have amazing ZVZ, quite frankly. They're both players we've seen play quite well in the past. Solar, I think the only time we really seen him lost to ZVZ recently was versus Lenok in the qualifiers, that Broodlord game. But for the most part, like a long time ago, Solar's ZVZ I think was his weakest by and large. You would watch these in Zotac Cups, and hell, he'd sometimes even lose to like North Americans. You're kind of like, Solar, please. You know, you just be Innovation's mech. How can you lose to, like, I don't know, some random NA Zerg? But Losira and Solar have come a long way in a long time, and Solar, I'd say, has come further than Losira, but they're both kind of still at the end of the game, at the end of the day, excellent Zerg players.
Well, Losira has been around forever. People seem to forget that because, well, he changed his name and then he kind of faded off, and now he's coming back and he actually is in really good form, but no one remembers that he got second place in the GSL.
I didn't actually remember that either, so GG.
Did you even know it, or did you remember it?
No, probably not.
Yeah, he got 4-0'd by Nesty on Nesty's no-loss streak in the GSL. He didn't lose a single game in the entire GSL. It's pretty impressive.
I don't know, dude. Well, GSL sounds like some small-time tournament.
I know, right? The way that he beat Losira, too, is just like... Maybe Losira doesn't want people remembering? I don't know. It was kind of a brutal 4-0, but... Anywho.
I think, well, the thing is for this series, like, this could very well just be the Roach versus Roach passive play. You know, one player goes for Burrow, the other decides to go for Banelings or something. I do love seeing that Banelings have become a bigger part of the matchup, but at the same time, I wouldn't discredit the possibility of early aggression. I've definitely seen Solar play his fair share of Baneling games, and quite well, mind you, but I think for Lucira's sake, you know, we saw him play well with the Roaches. We kind of joked about that Roach drop. Snoot was actually one to point out that the Roach drop itself was cool, but less amazing, because... who was it that he was playing? Departure, or whoever had forgotten a good chunk of his Roaches. Either way, like, Lucira's done cool and different things with Roaches. So, if that's his forte, if that's what he wants to go towards, that'll be nice. But he's got to get there first, and Solar throws down a Baneling Nest. So, this may be for a little bit more than defensive purposes.
Maybe. Still droning. A couple lings are out in the way now. Both players to get a good scout on each other. They saw their gas timing, so they got gas. Losira is going for a much faster lair, which Solar did not see. These two lings will see an Evo chamber, but not much else.
Well, they got speed. They might be able to duck past.
Maybe.
I mean, that's a pretty big gap for two queens to fill. Oh,
there you go.
Okay, well, he sees the layer. Didn't get to see that fourth gas, but sees the layer.
Yeah, it's. I guess not seeing the fourth gas is a little bit of a big deal, but he didn't see like the two gases here either. So I think he's gonna predict that it's gonna be Roaches. Didn't see the Roach weren't here, but that's an easy scout as well if he sends another ling in. Queens, could you stop? There you go.
I know, like, please. These lings are getting run by once again, and this time they will get the confirmed scout. It's really important too. Losira actually deals with this. Had Solar actually snuck by and hit those two lings, like 4 lings, could have made some Banelings out of this, but not gonna quite get that sneaky cheekiness in.
Doesn't even try and go for drone? Yes, he does. This is the gas one though, and those are the hardest ones to kill.
It goes back and just tags it like, what's up? What's up?
Yeah. So obviously Lucira's roach speed's gonna be a lot faster, but other than that, not so different from either player. The third's actually a lot faster for Solar. I don't think the roach speed is going to be a big enough deal for like Losira to be able to dart in and kill the hatchery. So he's just gonna have to live with having a much slower one.
Save his own thirds gonna be the big question. I mean, he'll kill the lynx for sure, but that hatchery's going down pretty quick. Cancel goes off, and now this is significantly earlier, not just a little bit.
And that's why lynx speed is just so useful, man. I mean, some people always be like, well, once you get roaches, like lynx speed isn't really all that important. No. Lynx can take on roaches, first of all, and second of all, they just take down hatcheries pretty quickly even they just around. So they still have their place even as the game goes on, because now people are starting to use banelings in their composition, which is always so fun to see because everything just explodes.
I know that I personally, as a viewer, love watching it. It is really fun seeing, but yo, this is a little bit scary for Solar. Like the roach count is heavily outnumbered at the moment. He's got his production kicking in. With Defender's advantage, you might just barely be able to catch this. I mean, like, Lucira's timing on this is so close to being... Like, if you just catch those first 5 roaches, that's what you need to snowball, but Solar with 16 roaches versus 22, the difference is a lot of Lucira's are still coming across the map. Not quite here, but Solar's going to take a really nice defensive start.
Yeah, I mean, you could see how clutch that was. 16 roaches on the way, but they were on the way. So Losira, he got that faster speed, was not able to do anything with it, and he has to live with the fact that his third is so much later. The upgrades are a little bit in his favor, and he's going to have a second Evo Chamber faster than Solar, but I don't think it's going to be enough to, like, hit a timing. Yeah, so he's getting his own as well.
So there's going to be that roach sort of game. We weren't quite sure if this would be the case or not. Solar, of course, looked like he may have been inclined to do some circling aggression if the window had been there, but it wasn't. And well, Macro Hatcher comes down in the main feeling quite good about his income, I guess. Going to be want to get all that production up as soon as possible. There's a couple of ways this is going to play out from this point on. I mean, sometimes we really do just see like almost the caveman smash sort of style of roach versus roach, where they both max out on just roaches, but nope, this time they're actually both going to go Hydra Dens. I'm still always going to be an advocate of infestors. I just feel like maybe they're not good objectively speaking, but every time I see it, maybe it's like that sick player who just knows what they're doing. But infestors and fungal growths pair up pretty well in this matchup. But Hydras are not too bad either. They're going to bring a lot of extra damage to the party. And, of course, one of the things Hydras do, and I feel like a lot of people overlook this, is they help sort of lower the overkill roaches tend to do. You know, we often see like 10 roaches volley down one roach with like 10 health. Like, what a waste of shots. But with the Hydralisk faster DPS, happens a lot less often. And what the hell? Did they want in the kitchen that badly?
It's got some meat hanging up, man.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I guess Easter egg point out time, guys. There's a kitchen sink, there's meat, there's dinner plates, and there's even a couple of fridges.
Why would a Protoss have a kitchen? They don't have mouths.
To entertain their guests. They might not have mouths, but they're polite.
Oh, but they're very courteous.
Adun Toridas!
That's why, like, isn't like they're like a pretty popular custom game where like a Protoss chef?
Irish chef.
You get like a yeah. Anyway, so I'm a little surprised that both players went as identically as they did towards Hydras. Usually you see one player just stay on roaches for a very long time, or go infestors, like you pointed out.
Right, or even banelings that have been making them so popular lately in this matchup, like way more than ever before. Yeah,
so it's just so surprising that neither player did it. Because what happens sometimes is that they don't max out quickly enough while the roach player does, and you get overwhelmed. But both player hitting max very, very short amount of time. They went from like 130 to max out in about a minute there, and now they're both going to have even upgrades, talking about that timing that doesn't really exist.
I'm liking Solar's composition a little bit better here. He's going a lot more heavy on the roaches, so he's got a little bit more bulk to work with. Doesn't want to take a fight into this many because he realized, okay, I did not catch my opponent out of position, but the thing is, like with Hydralisks, yes, they're great for damage, but if you chew through that roach wall first, and your opponent's got no roaches left, but they've got 20 Hydras, those 20 Hydras tend to die pretty quickly. So, with serious stake, he does have more Hydras. We'll see if this works out for him or not. We do have banelings on the way here for Solar eventually. There we go, 12 on the way, plus that baneling speed. So, whether it's connecting to the Hydralisks or whether it's just going off on the roaches, banelings lately have been found to just be absolutely excellent thanks to their splash damage.
Yeah, so we're getting that speed up, getting a lot of banelings. Losira has shown in the past that he's pretty good at splitting. He's no Terran, but he's okay.
He's alright, whatever. Ain't no big thing. Upgrades are pretty similar for the time being. Banelings are a little bit stuck by the roaches, though. They need to be unleashed. Nice splits here out of Losira, but this also opens the doorway towards the back. Transfuse is going down to help make this up, but Solar's got so many more roaches than his opponent in such a big wave, in such a huge concave. He's already on top of the Hydras. He's going to crush this force. A couple more Bailey's going to slip through as well. This helps out immensely. 28 roaches versus 5. A small handful of Hydralisks, and Solar is going to push this back in a big way.
Losira going up that ramp into a concave just seemed like a bad idea in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, even if the Banelings had done absolutely no damage, I still think that would have gone rather poorly. Losira apparently thought that those Banelings looked like a pretty good idea. Let me throw in my own Baneling nest, but I think you got to worry about surviving the next minute, man, before you can really think about getting speed and Banelings.
Well, to clarify again, guys, this is not the finals currently playing out. This is the bronze match. We'll have the finals come up after this. But, yeah, the Baneling nest on the way here for Losira are going to match this out. I mean, Banelings, I don't know why this took so long to figure out, too. It's really funny watching the way this matchup has evolved, but Gold Base under attack. Gold Base will be knocked down. It's going to knock Solar down a peg, but, I mean, that's kind of the thing. Solar's already ahead, right? So this best-case scenario brings it back to even footing. Not even going to be the case. So loses his own gold behind this. Still hit running with a lot of these roaches. Solar's struggling to catch up to all of them. I mean, the thing that's nice for Losira is, like, he's guaranteed to kill a drone or two with this, but not much. This is a big dedication. Oh, he gets caught in the return, too. He's down in supply in a big way. Solar has such a lead right now. And, well, Losira certainly has a bank to work with. So does Solar.
Oh, I never noticed that both of them did not get Hydra speed. I guess they consider it an unnecessary upgrade.
I don't know how much they're going to dedicate to Hydras anyways. Once those Banelings start rolling, you get a little bit worried about how many Hydras you have out, right?
It's true.
But if it's going to be a base trade, Solar's already ahead. He's already on top of his opponent's army. He's actually defending here on the left side as well. Losira does have an upgrade advantage over Solar, but with Solar already, like, if this is just a straight up base race, Solar's already winning just because he got a big head start.
I thought you were going to say if it's going to be a base trade, at least you're doing it on the right channel.
That's
like,
you.
Ding with like the shiny. Yeah.
Oh, wubba lubba dub dub.
There's lights flashing everywhere on the mini map, but I think
is Solar gonna take his opponent's third? He did get
why
drones out,
not?
so unlike Losira, who's not gonna be able to get any of these drones out alive, Losira can't build elsewhere while Solar can. So I think Solar has pretty much won this game. If it's not obvious,
yeah.
Red is beating out Blue, guys. There we go. And the first